Here is how I left anime, video games, scrolling, junk food, and watching entertainment videos on YouTube when I was 13 years old. And let me tell you a story. I remember this vividly in my old school more than a year ago, and it was the kind of class where we had blackboards, wooden tables, and there were windows on the side. And I remember this especially because it was the substitution period. Our different teacher came, it was a free period. And I was just felt so insulted. I just felt, I probably have so much resentment for what happened that day. And actually, nothing much. I felt like I was not important. I was just switching around from place to place to place, not able to sit with my friends because of. I just managed to sat with one friend, three people in a bench, but then the teacher was like, no, you cannot sit three people in a bench. And I'm just roaming around trying to find someone to sit with. And then it just felt like nobody cared. And the most insulting incidents that I remember was, and it wasn't even that big of a deal, but and when the teacher told me to just you don't have a place to sit, I just went and I sat next to this girl, and then she was like, Yuka, go Yuka. And man, like shit. It wasn't like she was going on roasting me or anything, but that sentence, it just felt so insulting. Like no one would care about me, like I'm worthless. So then just giving up, I just went and I sat on the floor next to this boys gang, and then they were just like insulting me, they were throwing paper balls at me, and I still hold, I'm not sure how much resentment I hold now, but that stuff made me angry. And that stuff made me feel like shit with myself. And the reason that I'm telling you this is that is what drove me. That is what gave me motivation, my angers and my frustration. And what are those things for you? Maybe it is that you look back on life with a sense of regret. You ask yourself what I have done in these times, and then the emotion that you feel is regret. Maybe you have incidents. Maybe you have incidents that made you angry. You have people that you need to prove wrong. You have a reason for you to step up, for you to hustle, for you to grind. Use the anger. You will now have reasons for you to be angry. Indignation, maybe some people have insulted you, whatever. Just take that moments in your own life and keep it in your mind. Those are the stuff which will drive you, which will fire you up, which will push you to act. Anger is power, at least in this stage. Because whatever I'm saying, let me say with an asterisk. Later, as I progressed on my self-improvement journey, I did have to do the inner work and transform at a core level and let go of a lot of my fear and process a lot of the negative self-worth that I had. Getting or just staying at this level is not healthy, but at this point, when you're not really taking action, aim for anger and let that drive you. Aim for the frustrations, get fired up and take action and do something about it. Just step up. That's the hustle talk you need right now. And later, once you have taken decent action with your life, you can do the inner work and let go, and you can watch people on how to do it. In this house right now, if you go down the floor below, I have mounted a pull-up bar on my kitchen. And I think probably like 1 or 2 years ago, I was listening to Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, the audiobook. I was listening to it on the wireless headphones. I was just grinding away on the pull-up bar. I did this, usually I probably would do this for an hour, but it went a lot longer. And it was in the evening. And you need to know this because watch people. When I watch people like David Goggins, when I watch people like Hamza, like Jordan Peterson, and all the people that just give the hustle talk, that make you and fire you up in order to go and take an action, like step up, get going, just like fight that mental monkey. People who do that to you, listen to those people. That's what I did. They fired me up, but I should be able to take action without needing the motivation from these people. That comes later. I had stages where I just grinded away at self improvement, where I just tried to push through and win battles and just put myself through the struggle just because I felt shit with my life, just because these people motivated me. These people like made me associate that if I take action, I improve my life, I will feel less shit with myself. So that's what I did. I took action, I built discipline, I struggled and I won the battles of my own addictions, of my own stimulations that I had. I built up good habits. And this is where we come to the specific sauce that I'm going to lay out in this video, the distractions itself. This time I have talked about this a lot, but when I was doing the dopamine detox challenge, what I realized, and this is the moment that we all need to try to experience, and I think that moment is what kind of led to a lot of these things. When I realized that in my own life, that I felt a lot better when I did not have the stimulations. I felt a lot more at calm. I could focus a lot more when I just saw that in my own life. It's like, I don't need this to be happy, bro. And this is the one that's preventing me from making progress on the reason that I feel so dissatisfied with my life in the first place. This needs to go. And that realization that I had, that's so profound and so, honestly, that's a powerful realization to have in your own life. And it's different. I can tell it to you a million times, but when you actually try, when you actually eliminate your distractions for like 2 days, for 1 week, the reason that I ask people to do that is for them to realize that that is something, that is a version of themselves that they can live without the realization, without the distraction. You can see this in your own life. And when you follow the step 2, which is watching people who inspire you and you fire you up, you will get the motivation in order to go through with this. Maybe 2 days, maybe 1 week. I did it for 1 week. And that realization will shift the way that you look at distractions itself. At least that's what it did for me. Maybe it won't do that for you. And the last point, even after all of these things, even after I realized change did not happen overnight. It took me months. But that's this thing that you need to know, and I'll give you 2 examples to illustrate this point. I know me watching videos on how to get a good physique, how to look better, and then me going out and doing push-ups because of that. I was doing in the staircases, in my bottom staircases, I would use that as the incline, I would use it to do push-ups. I struggled. I would maybe, when I was listening to the content, I would maybe do it like a few times a week, maybe once or twice a week. I would never say consistent. But fast forward a few months and you'll be seeing me consistently every day after coming to school, going out and working out right here. You won't be able to see the background, but near the mirror right over there, I'll be working out. And the second example I want to give you is the last day with one of my addictions that I had. The last day, it was just me firing myself up, getting motivated, just pushing through and winning the own mental battles. And at the last day, after like months of just reducing, the last day, it's like I have won enough mental battles now. I am a person who has controlled his own mind, and that identity shift happened. And after that, to this day, I have still not engaged in that source of stimulation. And the reason that I'm saying this is that if you take action and you take action consistently, progress is inevitable. And that's what happened to me. So to summarize, the 4 points that I said is get yourself angry, get yourself fired up, get yourself and remind yourself, get in touch with the frustrations, the resentment, and the anger. And number 2 is to watch people who do that to you. Watch people who fire you up. Watch people who motivate you. As much as we think that motivation is not necessary, watch people who motivate you and you genuinely, truly inspire you. For me, it was people like Hamza, people like David Goggins, and a little bit of Jordan Peterson also. The third step is to, do the dopamine detox challenge, but it's not just about the challenge. It's about you going into a state of low stimulation, you going into a state where you have cut out all the distractions, like with the extreme level of intention, for a certain period of time, whether 2 days or a week, and then realizing in your own life and shifting your perspective on the distractions itself. And 4 is keep training, is keep fighting. If you fight and you win the battles and you lose the battles, it's just that this is training. And if you show up consistently, progress is inevitable. And there will come a point where you, if you just follow through, will most probably come a point where you would have cut out all the distractions that you are struggling with right now. Or at least you would have progressed way, and you would be at a point where you're way better with it. And maybe, just maybe, in the future, you'll start a YouTube channel telling people how to do the same. Listen carefully, because everything that I've outlined in this video, in the day to day when you are struggling with your distractions, whatever I said helped me a lot. And that's the process that I went through in order to cut out my own distractions. And the thing that that I mentioned a lot, and the thing which is going to directly impact your day-to-day struggles and battles with your own distractions, with your own mind as you're trying to improve it, comes down to one word: discipline. Doing things even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. And training this skill, training this ability of discipline will directly impact how you deal with your distractions, and not only your distractions, how you deal with the hard work itself. So click on this video to learn how to train your discipline, and I'll see you there. My name is Yukash Ravan, and thank you.